Hello, my darlings, and welcome to the next video in this series. And we're going to be talking all about symptom number 4 on my free tracker and checklist. And that's all about difficulty finding words. If you want a copy of this, by the way, the link is in the description below. For me, and I'm sure for you as well, this one is frustrating. And I think that's mainly because it kind of destroys your confidence a bit, I think, because it's one of those things where you're in mid conversation and suddenly the word that you just need vanishes. It's like gone, and you're left standing there waving your hands about, going, the thingy, the doobry, the fridge, and it's kind of like the thing that you used to take the piss out of your parents about, and now it's you. And yeah, it doesn't feel the best, does it? But let's talk about what's actually going on, why it's completely normal, even if it feels mortifying. And most importantly, what you can do to help your brain feel a bit sharper and get more confident again. So, what it feels like. So this one is, as I said, is particularly frustrating because it messes with your confidence. You know the word, you can picture it, but it's like your brain has decided to play hide and seek at the worst possible moment. Usually in a work meeting or on a Zoom call, or when you're trying to sound like you're really together in front of your like cool hip teenager. You might notice also pauses in speech that never used to happen, swapping out words that you just don't realize you're doing, or feeling embarrassed or flustered when you're trying to explain the simple thing. It also might lead you to avoid conversations or speaking up altogether, which can feel really scary. But let me say this really, really clearly. This is not early onset dementia, and it's not you slipping. It is hormonal, it is temporary, and it is treatable. Okay, I really need to emphasize that. So what's going on in your beautiful brain, my darling? Estrogen and the language center. Estrogen directly affects the part of your brain responsible for verbal fluency and language retrieval. And as it fluctuates, your ability to access words becomes more patchy. So think of it like a dodgy Wi-Fi connection, okay, in your brain. All right, that's what's going on. Stress makes it worse. So when your nervous system is in fight or flight, your brain prioritizes survival, not word games. And that means language recall has to take a backseat when you're under pressure, overwhelmed, or simply exhausted. So when you're in a work meeting, or your teenager's giving you sarky answers, or you're just trying to find something in a hurry, it's going to be worse at those particular moments because your brain's already doing that whole kind of like, oh, I sense danger, what's going on? And it switches into the amygdala, not in your prefrontal cortex. You're going to find it 20 times more difficult, okay? And if you're in multitasking mayhem, which means you're spinning 23 plates with work, kids, your parents, deadlines, dinner, your brain is already likely overloaded. So you're not losing it, you're overloaded. Poor sleep is going to be poor cognition. And in perimenopause, you're likely to have affected sleep. So let's be honest, so many of us are. Again, cannot say this enough, bamboo pajamas for the win. But your brain doesn't get the reset it needs. And word recall is quite often one of the first things to go. I always talk about, there are so many things that you can do, especially around supplementation, but you must protect your sleep. So what can you do? Okay, so the good news is there's so much you can do to protect yourself. Slow down, please, and pause. This isn't just a symptom fix, it's a mindset shift. You don't need to go and speak at 1,000,000 miles an hour to be taken seriously. In fact, one of the most critical things that you can do as a good speaker is to pause. Why? If you're speaking on stage, I speak on stages a lot. And one of the things that you will learn when you listen to see that not cool. What you listen to a lot of professional speakers do is pause. Because if you don't pause, you will naturally fill it with ah. Pausing gives your brain a chance to catch up. So instead of searching for a word, just take a quick pause. Hold people's attention, genuinely, true story, and just take a minute. You don't need to do it 100 miles an hour. Take a beat, breathe. The word will come. Spoiler alert, people don't actually notice that you've paused. They're too busy thinking about what's going on for them or waiting for you to say the next thing. It's much more effective than telling them you can't find the word. You can be dramatic about it, but you can be searching, but just taking a second, okay? Tip number 2, support your brain nutritionally. Here's what I recommend from my own supplement line. Yes, I'm biased, but I have created it specifically for perimenopausal women. This is why I recommend it, okay? Number 1 I would recommend is PeriClarity. This is our newest product and it's a game changer. It includes lion's mane, which helps support memory, verbal recall, and overall cognitive clarity. And it has boosts with alfalfa and acerola cherry and black pepper for absorption, but it's brilliant. Number 2, vitamin B complex. This blend is brilliant for brain function, energy production, and your nervous system. If you're frazzled and foggy, start there. Magnesium complex. It helps to calm the nervous system, reduce anxiety, which dramatically improves brain performance. Then I would say number 4, omega-3 or vegan omega. Our brains are made up of around 60% fat, and omega-3s are key for communication between neurons. Think of it's like WD-40 for your thoughts, basically. Those 4 supplements, massive difference for your brain, okay? Tip number 3, reduce stress like it's your job. Stress management isn't just about feeling calmer, it literally helps you think better. I work with women inside my Uncomplicate the Code program, okay? And it's to create custom stress mastery systems grounded in neuroscience, and it's designed for high-functioning women with busy lives. It's that serious a thing, okay? It's a whole program dedicated to stress mastery for high-functioning women, because if you can master your stress and understand your stress, you will feel like you're operating at full power. All right? Stress is the fundamental erosion trigger for so much of what's going on with your sleep, with your health, with your relationships, with the amount of fights that you have, health concerns. So many of doctor visits are caused because of stress. 70 to 80% of doctor's visits contain an element of stress. It's huge. So manage it like it's your job. Reduce stress mastery, stress management, whatever you want to call it, but reduce your stress and learn everything you can about stress. It's hugely, hugely, hugely important. If you want to know more about my program, let's talk. You can book a discovery call with me. I'm sure one of the links will be below. Tip number 4, track your symptoms. If you haven't downloaded my free perimenopause tracker and checklist, it's a brilliant way to spot patterns. And when you know what they are and you can name them, you can start improving them, okay? The link will be in I was going to say the show notes, but this isn't a podcast, in the description below, okay? If this video speaks to you, please come back and subscribe and make sure that you're tuned in for all the different perimenopause symptoms videos, because I am determined to do the whole 129. I think I put on the latest tracker, 129 symptoms. We're going to go through the whole lot of them, okay? One conversation at a time until we go through the whole journey, because this is important. These conversations are important. When you're in the know, you're in control. You can have those conversations, you know what's going on with your body, and that is so important. And if you'd like my personalized help choosing which supplements are best for your symptoms, then just there's a quick form that's in the notes as well, and I'll get back to you with my personal recommendations for your supplements, okay? Sending you so much love and compassion, and hopefully The perfect word for when you need it. All right, my darlings, I will see you in the next one. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.